Well, first of all, I'm really pleased today to be here with my longtime friend Mike DeWine. He's got a great heart for what we are going to be talking about today, and I'm thrilled to be in a position to be able to work with him. Teresa Fedor is a superstar here, and she worked in a great degree of obscurity. And I'm so pleased that the day came when she came to see me, and she said, "Are you really serious about helping me?" You know, which tells you that she had had so many stumbling blocks, but she didn't quit. And she should be really held up for this in her community and across the state and across the country. Teresa Flores, of course, she received the Courage Award, and her story is just remarkable. A mom and a dad normal family, father who had good earning power, who got trapped as a 13-year-old in school. I don't know that I can think of a greater evil than what we know with this human slave trade business. I mean, we knew that this existed in the world. John Miller, a friend of ours that we served in the House with, I don't know whether you know this, Mike, but he was appointed an ambassador on the human slave trade business around the world. And yet right under our nose is a lack of recognition of the seriousness of this problem until Teresa wouldn't be quiet. God bless you for not being quiet. I've got two 12-year-old daughters. But all those 12-year-old girls around the state, in a way, my daughters, and all of our daughters, they're all in our families. Can you tell me how a 13-year-old kid can be snatched, blackmailed, drugged, raped in our state, in our country? One of the greatest men, I think, who lived in the history of Great Britain was William Wilberforce. George Will once told me, Scott, because, I talked about the problems that we have in our country, some of the character issues, and I'm not here to be a priest, okay? I'm the governor. He once said, he says, you really want to be Wilberforce. William Wilberforce spent his entire life fighting the slave trade business and then fighting slavery. And he was savaged for his work. He's buried in Westminster Abbey, and one of my sweet daughters sent me a portrait of William Wilberforce because they're returning today from London. Maybe I can hang on to his coat a little bit, Teresa. This is about Teresa, though. This is not about me. I said to Teresa, sometimes people say I push pretty hard. Can you think of anything that we should push harder for than the abolition of the slave trade business among our teenagers in our state? Because I can't think of anything. The only way I can look at this, Teresa, is, the Lord says a lot about forgiveness. But if they don't repent for what they have done, justice will be done. And it's not just the people who are out involved right now as the traffickers. It's the business people who've engaged in literally a slave trade business, making money by exploiting our young people. Today what we're doing, along with my great friend Mike DeWine, is we are again going to create, at least at this point, the best we can do, which is an interagency operation that looks comprehensively at everything. The Highway Patrol is engaged. Tom Charles and John Warren have given me a commitment. The FBI will be involved, and Mike will make sure he pulls them in through BCI. Michael Colbert is here. You know, when you rescue one of these young people, where do they go? Tracy Plout is here today, I understand. She's right here. What happens to their minds? And what can we do to help, to heal them in some way? Teresa Flores, she's pretty well healed, but I'll bet there's nights when she just doesn't sleep. And even in the agriculture department, where people get exploited through that, Tom Charles is here. Tom's got grandchildren, and you're on it, aren't you, Tom?
Exactly.
You're on it unrelentingly.
Yep. Yes, sir.
And we're going to do this, and they'll come back in 90 days and tell me where the holes are. But we have a lot more work to do. You see, I just didn't understand how anybody who's 13, 14, 15, frankly, I don't even understand anybody, you know, I guess, I want to say this, young girls don't want to be involved in prostitution. They cannot be treated as criminals. And we're going to have to work with our prosecutors across this state, and I'm confident they will understand that. Teresa wants to do something for a safe harbor for anybody under the age of 16. I mean, there's a lot of things we have to do to get this done. There are complications to this, but you know what? I don't like complications to get in the way of what we need to do to rescue our children. And we're going to use common sense. Teresa, you're going to yell louder if we don't get anywhere. Okay? We're not going to, and Mike is going to stand right with us, and we're going to make sure we move this system. We know that we have to go after the traffickers, and there will be hefty penalties on anybody who is a trafficker, but we've got to break the backbone of this business as well. And we've got to make sure we provide safe harbors to our children, many of whom find themselves blackmailed. Pictures of threatening to tell their mothers or their fathers or their grandmother or their grandmother, and you tell somebody 15 years old, or we're going to go and kill your parents. If you come out, they told her, we'll kill your parents if you tell anybody what you're doing. A lot of people in this room today. This must be done. I mean, it doesn't stop with this one press conference. It just must be done. We'll get it done, won't we, Mike? And we'll spread it across the country. My only regret is last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever I was with the president, I just should have raised it. And I know he's interested in it. It's going to be a top priority for me to talk to the president about the fact that we need everybody in America to step up on this. And I think that we can be successful. Well, we have no choice. It took Wilberforce 50 years. It ain't going to take us 50.